So what we've seen so far, we've seen two forms of exponent. We've seen the rational exponent and what we call the radical exponent. So there's two names for them, and you need to know the two names. Unfortunately, they both start with RA. So a rational means there is an exponent in fraction form. Okay? So a rational, for example, is a to the power of 3 over 2. That's called rational. Okay? A radical exponent is when I put it with the root. A root is called radical. So the radical means there is a root, and that root, so for example, if I'm going to write this as a root, it's going to be the square root of a to the power of 3. Okay? So these are the two different forms, the radical or the rational. I'm going to ask you to go from or to convert from one to the other. Okay? Write it in rational, write it in radical. So let's look at the conditions that we must have. All right, so what did we say that the root of a to the power of m over n is? How can I write it in radical form? How would you write it in radical form? Yeah. So the nth root of a to the power of m, or I can write it as the nth root of a to the power of m. So it doesn't matter what if it's like outside or inside. Now, m and n, they have to be whole numbers, right? M has to be a whole number, n has to be a whole. All right, so that's why, but there is some conditions for n. So n is an integer. So an integer means a whole number. Okay? N has to be a positive integer. All right? So n has to be a number that's greater than 0 also. Because I can't divide by a 0. Right? So I can't have a to the power of 3 over 0. That's not allowed. Okay? So n has to be, we call them a natural number. If n is even, a has to be positive if n is even. Why is that? So give me an exponent that n is even. Even means 2, 4, 6, 8. That's what even means.
A to the power of 4.
So 1 over 4?
Okay.
1 over 4? Okay. Now, how about if you do negative 3 to the power of 1 over 4?
Okay.
Try it out on a calculator. What do you get? Put the negative in bracket. So negative 3 bracket in bracket to the power of 1 over 4.
It's 1.31.
No?
No, it's not negative. It's actually equal.
Nope.
It's positive.
Nope. What are you getting? A math error.
Matter. Oh, okay.
Make sure you put the negative 3 in bracket.
Matter.
Put the negative 3 in bracket and to the power of 1 over 3 in bracket.
Here comes math here.
So you have to put the 1 over 4 in bracket. enter the -3 in bracket, and you have to enter, so when you enter this in the calculator, you have to enter it like this. What do you get? Math error. Right? Why is that?
Because we have negative? No, because we have the denominator is even.
That's right. This is an even denominator, right? When I have an even denominator, because I can't take the root, square root, fourth root, sixth root of a negative number. It's not possible. Because anytime I square a negative number, it's going to become a positive. So when I square root it, it can't be a negative. You guys, it has to do with a square, right? So if I do like -2 squared, what is that going to give me?
It's 4.
+4, right?
Yeah.
So now if I'm going to square root, right, I am never going to have, after I square, I'm never going to have a negative number. Right? That's why I can't do the square root of a negative number or fourth root of a negative number. Because anytime I raise it to the even exponent, it's going to become a positive right away. Right? If I do -2 to the power of 4, that's going to be 16. Right? It's going to be positive right away. Does that make sense to you? That's why I cannot take the square root of a negative number or fourth root of a negative number. Okay? So if n is even, if your denominator is even, then your base cannot be negative. All right. Now, the question here is asking you to rewrite each expression using rational exponent. So what form are they in right now?
Square.
Radical. Okay? How would you write it as a rational exponent?
With the exponent of fractions.
Fraction exponent. So let's start with the square root of 25. How would I write that?
25 is exponent of half. Are you sure I'm gonna write this?
No, just start writing. Don't worry. Don't.
Sorry.
No.
No.
You know what?
Okay.
Press this. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right. Who's next? No. Why would it be negative?
No, I thought the top of the 5 was like 5.
No, that's a 25. Who wants to write the next one? Here. I'll use that one. So that's 25 to the power of half. Right? So that's 25 to the power of a half. Why to the power of a half? Square root. What's there?
2.
It's an invisible 2. Right? There is an invisible 2 here. Remember that. Okay? Who wants to do the next one? It's not that bad. Come on. These are the easy ones. How would I write as a radical? As a rational, sorry.
Can I?
Excellent. Yes? Yes? Why do I see like blank faces?
Yeah.
That's confusing. What's confusing? This is the easy one. Whatever is in the root is gonna go to the denominator of your exponent. Yep. Yes, whatever is under the root should go in bracket. Okay?
So for the last one,
Uh-huh.
would it be bracket 1.05 and then 4 over 3? Or 3 over
The
4?
opposite.
What would it be? 3 over 4 or 4 over 3? denominator, remember that, of your exponent, and whatever is as the exponent is going to go in the numerator. Rewrite each expression in radical form and then evaluate. So they want you to write it in a radical form, and then after that they want you to evaluate.
So if it's minus 125, it's in the bracket. So and the other one's in the bracket.
Yes, they're all has to be in bracket. Whatever's under the radical goes in bracket. Okay?
What if it's minus or plus?
Yes. Who wants to tell me what the answer is for that one? Huh? Square root of? Square root of what? What do I put under the square root? What do I put under the square root? So you have square root of 80. Okay. And then what would that be? What's square root of 81? 9. Now in this case I have to evaluate because that's what the question is asking me. Okay? So they're asking me to write it in radical form and then evaluate. Next one. Cube root of negative 64. Yeah. Negative 4. Thank you. Fifth root of? So fifth root of 32 to the power of 4, yeah. 16. No, trust, yes, it is. 2 to the, yeah, that's right. Yes, I'm just trying to do it in my head. How do I do that in my head? I do the fifth root of 32, and I know that is 2, and then I do 2 to the power of 4, that's 16. It's practice. Now there's numbers, like 2 is usually easy for me, but then when it comes to 3, I start struggling, and then 4 for sure. When it comes to like anything higher than power of 5, I start, yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, there's a little bit of challenge coming up to the next question. The first one should be easy.
I told you the hard one is so it's coming after.
Wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean Monday.
No way. Don't say that.
Yeah, Monday you don't want to miss that class.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. Monday. No, the quiz is on quiz. All right. Now I want to solve for x. So I have x to the power of 4 is equal to 16. I want to solve for x. What do I do? What is that? And what's the opposite operation of the power of 4? Fourth. Fourth what? Fourth root. It's the fourth root. Guys, you say square root, it's wrong. Square root is wrong. Square root is the opposite operation of square.
Yeah.
Fourth root is the opposite operation of power of 4. Okay? So, if I want to get rid of the exponent, because I want to isolate for x, right? I want x by itself. What I have to do is I have to do the fourth root of both sides, yes?
Yeah.
So, that cancels the power of 4, and that gives me x equals 2. How about the next? How about this? I'm gonna stop the video, And I want you to think about different ways or ways to solve these two. Get in groups, solve these questions, and then we'll take them on. Okay? I wanna see people try to get this.